Hey, what's up, DIYers? Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. We're talking garage doors today, and unfortunately ours buckled and bent as it opened up. Let's go outside and take a look. All right, DIYers, in the garage now, and as you can see, the top panel of the garage door is buckled, bent, and completely disconnected from the rivet points. Check that out. And it is broken. And we've got some work cut out for us. What we are going to do, as you can see, if your piece is still connected to your panel, do your best not to break it off. However, in our case it is. So what you can do, this little ring right here, feed it through the hole, and then you can actually pop this little pin out and disconnect this lower arm from this part. However, take a couple photos of this and know exactly how it goes back together when it's time to reinstall it and put things back together. I'm going to lower the garage door. One thing I want to show you, check these out. These are perfectly straight and not bent whatsoever. However, as I move this down, you'll hear some cracking and popping. Check that out. That is bent very badly. And I'll continue pushing down. And right about here is basically what caused the garage door to snap like that. This part right here is bent, and it does not allow the garage door to go down any further unless you add some pretty serious unfriendly force. And I'll do that right now. Hear that? Garage door is now flush with the ground, and it's bent. As you can see, it bows out as well. So we might grab some pliers and straighten all this out. Coming one panel down, as you can see, no bends and pretty straight. And you can see how this is supposed to look when the garage door is closed. Not like that. Check that out. Pretty bad. As I bend this back into place, I'm going to be as careful as I possibly can. And this is pretty thin and adjustable. And you can bend it pretty good. It's not perfect, but check this out. Making progress. It is going up and down and making far less noises as it was before. See that? Now what we need to do is push this entire portion here back flush with the door and figure out how to re-secure it. That is badly damaged. As you can see, what I might do is just carefully add some friendly pressure. There we go. And just a little offset, as you can see here. And I'm going to figure out how to secure that portion, because again, it is so badly damaged, it is definitely going to require some additional hardware and possibly a couple washers and a back plate. In addition, coming to the opposite side, as you can see, that portion is bent. You can see a crack here. I'm going to basically press that out and do my best to straighten this portion on each side. In addition, real quick, I mentioned earlier that you can remove this pin by removing that ring. You can actually disconnect these by removing this nut and the lower nut and sliding the bolts out. However, if you do that, just remember which holes the bolts and nuts go into. However, in addition, you've got this little emergency pull, and it releases the upper lock. And watch this as I pull it. So that's an option as well. And this little tab right there, check that out. That is supposed to go under and up and hook on the inner portion of the upper door. Take that into consideration when you're putting this back together. Again, that little tab right there goes under and grabs hold of the inner or rear side of the upper door. Back from my local Ace Hardware, and check this out. I bought this for $19.99, and as you can see, it is a perfect 8-foot measurement, and this is what our garage door is, 8 feet. I'm going to put this in place and show you what it looks like. Coming to the top left portion of the garage door, as you can see, I looped this around. I made it flush with the edge of the door, and as you can see, it basically loops on the top portion of the garage door. And I drilled a hole here and used a washer and nut on the back side and secured this portion. And what I might do is every 8 inches, I'll drill a hole, add a screw and washer and nut set all the way down. Next, I got a couple mending braces and a 4-pack. As you can see here, these are 4 inches. Hopefully they line up perfectly. Here's a better view of the top portion of the center mount here and the arm, and I have drilled a hole and sunk some hardware at this center point here, and I will continue adding hardware on the top portion as well as the side portion here. The whole length of this added piece to really firm up the top portion of the garage door. In addition, this little piece I just showed you, The crack is right here, as you can see. And I maneuvered the top portion of this brace in between the added piece and the original door. And on the back side, as you can see, I looped that little hook in place and I aligned this properly. As shown here, you can see my drill holes. Let me reposition the camera. Right there, I'm going to have a plate on the outer portion and a plate on the inside portion and lock it in place with the hardware. All right, DIYers, here is the update. Let's go up top to the upper left-hand side of the door. And I've got screws, washers, and nuts, basically hardware, the entire way on top and on bottom, basically every 6 to 8 inches. And then the center portion, and then all the way continuing down the line to the right side. In addition, I went back to the hardware store, spent another $20 and purchased another crossbar just to add a second reinforcement bar in the center portion of that upper panel, and just 3 screws holding that in place. From here, we're still disconnected from the track up top, and we are going to do a dry run. And that worked out good. I'm going to close it, and I'm going to lock that in place and try the wall-mounted push button. I'll grab that rope and I will lock it in place, and I'm going to use both hands to secure that bottom portion of the track in place and lock it. At this point, the upper portion is locked. I can no longer open the door, and let's head to the wall-mounted push button. All right, DIYers, moment of truth. So far so good, and it is a lot quieter than the last 20 times I opened and closed this door, probably because it's no longer bent, and I got those added reinforcement bars. Much better. From here, DIYers, maybe spend a minute, walk around, check everything prior to closing the door. And if all looks good, go ahead and repress your wall-mounted push button, and hopefully the door closes perfectly. Hey, my dad's here. Awesome. Awesome DIYers. Hopefully this helps. Hey, do us a favor. Below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very awesome and helpful to us. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. Let's go say hi to my dad.